It's Wednesday, May 21st, 2014. And I wanted to make an advocacy statement regarding advocacy for what could be called conservative naturalism. Now, ideally, we should just call it naturalism, but you have to add the word conservative on there to differentiate between what a lot of so-called naturalists think is naturalism and what actual naturalism is. Now, what people think is naturalism that isn't is a complete rejection of anything that might be in the Christian Bible, anything that might be in the Quran, anything that might exist in other countries like China, anything that diverges from the ultra-liberal worldview. The so-called naturalist will consider to be non-naturalism. But these people have their heads in the sand. And one key thinking tool that a conservative naturalist uses is realizing that, and you can upload this app to your neck top, as Daniel Dennett would say. One key thing you can do is when you hear your average, evangelical Christian or person from rural China or social conservative, when you hear them express their view and they say, well, this is more to do with evangelical Christians than it is for people from China. That's for damn sure. So when you hear your evangelical Christian say, oh, my morality come from the Bible and from God. God gives us morality. It's a belief in Jesus is required for morality. And when you hear Fred Phelps say, God hates fags. So when you hear these people say that, it's inappropriate from a naturalistic and skeptical and scientific points of view, to just dismiss that out of hand as being the sole product of just a human neural network's occupation with a so-called religion, and that when we pull the rug out from religion, the rug of God from religion, that means that we also pull out these other claims. This is basically what the people who the ultra leftists in the so-called skeptical atheist community, this is what they'll claim. Okay, we pulled out God from there. That means all this other stuff falls just like a house of cards. Yep. All the other stuff, the contents, the words, the claims, the advocacy positions, the ultra lefty liberal, the naive liberal, the head in the sand liberal, will claim that all this stuff from religion or culture, I mean, you could say religion in the case of evangelical Christianity. You could say replace the word religion with the word culture when it comes to rural Chinese culture. Definitely not Bible beaters in rural China. That's for damn fucking sure. Ain't no Bible beaters there, liberal biatch. So, So one core idea of conservative naturalism is realizing that what comes out of people's mouth, when they make claims and advocacy positions about human morality and human action and prescriptions for life, prescriptive statements about how to be more happy. The key kind of dangerous idea of conservative naturalism, or maybe just real naturalism, honest naturalism, is that those advocacy positions, advocacy for shame in some cases, advocacy for avoiding certain destructive behaviors, and advocacy for, being pro-life, being against birth control, being concerned about abortion clinics, anyway, but it's true that the ultra-religious, conservative religious take things too far. But the naturalist, the conservative naturalist, realizes that yes, the Bible-beating Christians have taken things too far. We need to kind of take a step back from the extreme right. But on the other hand, throwing the baby out with the bathwater, which is what the ultra-liberals want to do, that's a wrong-headed approach. It's a denial of human nature. It's a denial of what, kind of real naturalism, honest naturalism. The righties have some points. Sure, Sarah Palin's a dumb shit, but on the other hand, the righties have, in general, the cultural right, they do have some good and valid points about, let's see, how to stay alive, how to have a happy life, and those ideas are fully natural. Damn! That's hard to admit for the lefty liberal. And I talk to these lefty liberals online, and the first tools that they reach for in their bag of meme-set defense mechanisms, the first tools they reach for are ad hominem attacks, calling you a troll. A troll is someone who doesn't give a shit about what people say in response. I do give a shit what people say in response. If you can convince me of help me change my mind, oh, that's fine. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to have a discussion. But I'm with, people who don't just want to engage in ad hominem attacks. Yeah, you reach in your bag of meme-set defense mechanisms, and all you've got is canards, red herrings, ad hominem attacks, other logical fallacies. Now, it might be a logical fallacy to continually refer to logical fallacies. The logical fallacy of referring to logical fallacies. But on the other hand, in general, the list of logical fallacies does help as general kind of clarification and thinking tools. So, anyway, conservative naturalism. No, we're not as we, meaning I guess me. We'll see who else wants to join up. Maybe the black atheists of Atlanta want to hook in. Cracker culture. The cracker culture in the atheist movement gets us down. Cracker culture. The cracker culture of assuming that everything is equal when it isn't. The cracker culture of assuming that, we feel sorry for gay people who can't reproduce, so much so that we have to claim that everything is equal. Liberals. That's liberals for you. more racist than the conservatives in some ways. Although everyone's racist to a bit, some extent. But anyway, as far as I can tell, the liberals feel so bad that the people born gay don't want to reproduce. They feel so bad that they have to assume that if you're a lesbian and you go to a sperm bank, get some sperm, and hook up with another female, that's essentially the same as having a regular, reproduction cycle with the, 14.5 billion year history or 13.8 billion year history type of reproduction compared with 20-year history reproduction or 10-year history reproduction. I don't know if you can call it reproduction. It's reprogation, repro-liberal dumb shit shun. Anyway, a liberal death cult continuance. Harsh terms? Well, go talk to my angel-reading nephew who's friends with a convicted pedophile. See what you think. Talk to the Truman Capote types who hang out at gay bars. See what you think. Petty narcissist. Talk to the STFU parents woman who was on Gian Gomeshi's show. STFU parents. Us liberals are upset that you conservatives are having kids. Bad for the planet. Too many people. Why don't I just... Oh, man. Those liberals. Liberal death cult narcissist. It's slow motion suicide, liberal style. That's what I object to. Slow motion suicide. I don't like suicide. I want people to live. I want us to live and grow and continue and use our brains to survive. Technology and science, that's how we're going to do it, biatch. It's that or nothing. Yes, the solution for having the sun being 10% hotter and boiling the oceans off, it ain't going to come from the Bible. But the stuff in the Bible might help you not get a fucking STD, to die of AIDS, or the stuff in the Bible just might help you not live a stunted, petty, dead-end life. Biatch, conservative biatch. And that truth didn't come from Jesus. It came from human nature, human morality. Like it or not, naturalism, conservative naturalism, honest naturalism, truth-speaking naturalism. Sorry, liberal pansy, if you can't accept that, throw all your ad hominem attacks all you want. Doesn't faze me. I already left one cult. I ain't gonna suck the ass of another one. Not the liberal death cult either. I left the Mormon cult, and I'm not gonna suck the ass of the liberal death cult either. Sorry. I've already been excommunicated once, de facto. So, I'm more interested in the truth and honesty. Liberals don't like that either. No one does. No one likes honesty. But we have to have honesty to move forward. So, that's what science has shown us. So, anyway, scientists need to examine how much of the conservative side advocacy points are natural and valuable. And if that means you don't get invited back to parties, or if that means you don't get tenure, well, tough shit. You're not doing science unless you examine the validity of both sides. So, yeah, scientists will look at stars and planets and evolution, and they'll say, hey, no problem. But when it comes to social issues, your so-called scientist becomes a very much non-scientist. Because if they question the liberal dogma, the liberal death cult agenda points, they might not get invited to their parties. That's true. The conservatives have a point. Now, when it comes to evolution by natural selection, the creationists don't have a point. you know, the people who say, oh, we can't get creation science into, you know, the ivory tower, that's discrimination. Creation science is not really science. But on the other hand, on social issues, so-called scientists are not being scientists, except a few rare ones. Homophobia or homofactia? Islamophobia or Islamofactia? Huh? Conservative naturalism. That's what I advocate for at this point. All right? I've seen the liberal side, and it ain't pretty. It's a dangerous glory hole. Don't put your willie in the glory hole of the LDC. So, anyway. All right, have fun. So basically, nice river. Basically, if you put your willie in the glory hole of the LDC, you might just get both an STD and an MTD, a sexually transmitted disease, and a mimetically transmitted disease. So the LDC wants you to believe that their mimetic glory hole is forced equality, is a panacea, but it ain't. Don't put your willie in the glory hole of the LDC. You might just get both an MTD and an STD, medically transmitted disease and sexually transmitted disease. So that's my position on that. All right. So here's for more advocacy for science. It's inconvenient. Science can be inconvenient even for a liberal, even for a liberal atheist. Science is inconvenient. Damn. It's inconvenient for both conservatives and liberals. But that's as it should be. We're trying to find out what the truth is. All right? Have fun.